Hello, good afternoon. This is Sharon from Everything Beautiful. One of my subscribers asked me how to do color application. Simple. She wants to know how to put a color onto a jacket. So that's what I'll be doing today, and it's long overdue. I'm sorry for taking so long. Now I'm going to do a video on how to draft a jacket pattern. Maybe you understand already, but for the beginner I want to simplify it. So here I have a little jacket. I'm working on a miniature, and this is the back. This is the back. Okay, and I've used the back to cut the front. Now this is the center back that goes, this is from your neck down past your waist and closer to your hip, or maybe on your hip. And this is the center front. As I said before, I use the back of the pattern to cut the front. And as you can see, here is the front. She also asked me to show her how to put on the buttons. So here would be also the center front, but we need to have this overlap to accommodate the buttons. And that is why we have this extension here. And if it was in the back, you would also do this. If you were just using a zipper, you would just add 1 inch, but I think this is about 2.5. So without further ado, let me show you the next step. So here I have opened, and as you can now see the entire back, and I will place in the front onto the back. So here I've placed the front onto the back. As you can see, this is what it looks like, and as you know, a jacket would have darts. I didn't put the darts whenever I'm doing the pattern, show you how to do the pattern. I will put the darts here. You can give a little notch. I've marked it. So this is the center front. This is the center front. And as I said, this is the allowance for the buttons. First thing you're going to do is to join the shoulder. Okay, so that's the first step. And you can also join the sides. All right, so we'll do that. Next step would be to put it together, back to the back, okay, and the front to the front. The next step would be to measure for the length of the color that you need. So you're going to measure the neckline, and the entire length of this neckline is 14 inches. As you can see, this is 7 and 7, 14. So I'm going to make a collar that is 12 inches long, okay? And the collar can be any size, the neckline can be any size. It all depends, okay? So you measure from the center back here, right along here, that is 12 inches. And as you can see, I put a little notch there. Then you open it. And I'll show you the next step. Next step would be to get your fabric. All right, so I got my fabric and I cut it a little longer than the 12 inches because, as you know, the color, this color is not straight. So I measure from there, and that is 6 inches. When it's open, it's going to be 12, and I drew a line there, slanted, and I measure another ½ inch, and that is for the allowance. So I will stitch in this line, and then I'll show you the next step. As you can see, and I've turned it to the right side. I'm going to take my blouse. Here I am with my blouse. Okay, and I'm going to use here, see I have a notch there as an indication as to where the center is. I'm going to now place it at the center back of the blouse. Okay, just to keep it in place there. All right, here is the left side of the collar. I'm now going to take it and place it right where I have my notch. That is where my 6 inches is. Remember, from the center back to here is 6 inches. I will now fold the break. Okay, the front here, this is the break. All right, over here. And I'll fold it like this. Okay, I'll stick a pin there. And what I will do, I'll do the same to the other side. Next step, I will stitch from the center front here, and you earlier heard me said break. Okay, it's eventually going to be the break. So I'll stitch from here to here, and I'll stop here. So let me quickly do the other side. I didn't cut the thread, so it's actually getting in the way. So I'm just going to do the other side. You do the same. Whatever you do to the left side, you do to the right side. So here I have it, a pin, and I'm going to stitch from here, 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 down to the point. When I finish stitching there, both sides here, I'm going to pull my center pin. Okay, and this is especially for the beginner. Pull the pin in the center back. All right, so remember, here is now stitched. This side is stitched, this side is stitched, but there is left open. I'm now going to take the bottom piece here and I'm going to stitch it to the blouse. All right, stitch it right along here. So I'm going to stitch. Okay, so I've stitched. Now remember, you're going to stitch here and you're going to leave that opening there. You're going to do the same to this side. You're going to stitch and you're going to leave the opening. So you're going to stitch to this point. Let me just put the pin right there. All right, so you're going to remember now, we're going to lift the front of the collar here, and we're going to stitch the back of the collar from here right along here, come back to this end. Let me show you. I really don't want to go around the machine to stitch it to show you. So that is it. So remember now, we stitch from the point here to here. We stitch from the point here to here. Okay, we leave this area. Okay, all of this open. And now where we had stopped the stitching, we're going to stitch now from here right along to that end. So consider mine being stitched. The next step now is to just stitch off this piece. You could also do it before, but I didn't want you to be confused. So you're going to now stitch here to here. So that is holding on to that, and stitch here to here. All right, so I'm going to pin it.